Good Erev Shabbos, everyone. Parshas Nitzavim, the last final Shabbos of the year. And like we know, the Baal Shem Tov teaches us that one of the reasons why we do not bless in Shul the new month is because HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem blesses the new month and empowers us to bless the remaining 11 months of the year. So we should all be able to have Hashanah Tovim Sukkah, good Geben Shiar, and to be able to be poyal, to be effective, what we have to do. And this week starts at Nitzavim Kulchem Hayom. And Hayom is talking about Rosh Hashanah, like it's brought down in the Likutei Torah. And the idea is to take all the components within ourselves, the Roshecha, your top qualities, all the way down to the qualities of the wood chopper and the water carrier. Not that it's a negative, but the ideas of things that are just the actions that we have, less of heart. And also within the full form of the Jewish people, we have the simple people, the learned people. Everyone stands together as a unity. In a single entity to receive the blessings of Rosh Hashanah. And we find also that we know that yesterday was the 25th of the month of Elul, which is the first day of creation. And we know that the first day of creation, Hashem says Ki Tov, it's good. But on the second day, God doesn't say Ki Tov, and the reason is He doesn't say that the second day is good. He says 2 times good on the third day, which is Tuesday. And why is it? Is because Monday, the second day of the week, the second day of creation, God split. He separated the waters. And that's where separation started. And separation is a bad thing. And that's why it comes in Nitzavim, we stand together. But the question really asks itself, on the first day, God also separated. He separated the light from darkness. So there's a difference when you're separating things that need to be separated, or there's separation within Avodah itself. Although that God separated the waters for a purpose, it wasn't a negative thing, but there's separation within entities itself. Separating light from darkness is actually revealing only the light, that the light should be only the positive and get rid of the darkness and our ability to transform the darkness. But here the Rebbe asks an amazing question like we learned today. The question that's asked many times, why is it that that we celebrate Rosh Hashanah not on the day of creation, which is the 25th of Elul, which was this week Thursday, and we celebrate it on Monday night, this following week, which is the 6th day of creation? And the answer, of course, given in Chassidus, is because we're celebrating the creation of man. Because until the creation of man, the idea was Ki Chafetz Chesed. God was acting on acts of kindness. He wasn't inspired in creation because there was no avodah, there was no people to do avodah. The purpose of creation is avodah. And even though that God was inspired, God desires the efforts that we do, and He knew about that in the creation of the world, but still there's a difference between the action of creation of our actions and our potential of our actions. But here the Rebbe takes it to another new level, and he says, listen, that on the first day there was something tremendous. There was a great light, and we know the first light, the light that God separated from the darkness. And we have even the Ruach Elikim Rachefes Apnei Moyim, we have the Spirit of Mashiach on the first day, in a revealed way. God right away started with the Spirit of Mashiach, like it says, Kol Yimei Chayecha Lahavi L'Meisa Mashiach. Every day has to be to bring Mashiach. God started the first day with bringing with the Spirit of Mashiach. But and as great as the light is, and that's the light that God hid into Torah, and the light that tzaddikim use to not just be able to see far, but to be able to see deep. But at the end of the day, it's not about revelation. It's about what you could accomplish. And when we have to celebrate, we don't celebrate the most special day. We celebrate the day that we achieve the most. And the Rebbe says that there's an idea here. Because when a person is, the first day was God acting on acts of kindness, is like when a person gives tzedakah. When a person gives charity, seemingly it's a great mitzvah. You're not even expecting anything back from the poor person. You gave charity and said, keep it. It's a matana, it's a gift. But in there, the relationship between the giver and the taker is so separate, where the giver is the Mashpia, and you have to be so careful in how much you make a person a makabel when you give the person the charity. Because the Rebbe says the nature of person is like Hashem, to be a Mashpia, to be a giver. And when a person unfortunately has to be a makabel, has to be a receiver, it's against our nature. So therefore, the first day of creation is a great light, there's a lot of chesed. But that's all about hashpah, it's all about God giving, we're only a makabel. When it comes to the 6th day, we have the ability to be ourselves a Mashpia. We become partners with Hashem, like we say, Vayechulu, we become partners with Hashem, and a person has to understand the ability we have to perform, the ability we have to do avodah, the ability we have to not just be receiving and taking in spirituality. A lot of times we say, what's good for me? I am inspired, I want to daven, I want to learn. These are all gifts that God gives you. He gives you a mitzvah so you can feel inspired, you feel holy. But what are you going to do with it? If a person turns around and becomes a Mashpia, and sometimes instead of davening, you go and you teach someone, sometimes instead of learning, you're going to learn with someone else. When you become a person who's active, not just on the receiving end, and then that's the true greatness. That's what we celebrate. We celebrate what we can achieve, not what we receive. And may we be taka this year, a year that everyone is a mashpia, be a person of giving. We shouldn't be makablim, we shouldn't be receivers. We should all be able to give. Everyone has something to give. Be a person that's giving, acting, active, and we should be zoich with the greatest gift from Hashem, with our achievements through the coming of Mashiach Tzidkenu, wishing everyone a ksiv v'chsimutev, a good gebench year.